Have you ever felt uneasy? Like something's off in a conversation, but you can't quite put your finger on it? It's like someone's playing a game, but you don't know the rules. Well, chances are you've been on the receiving end of some dark psychological tricks. These aren't obvious shouts or fights. They're subtle. They creep in, make you doubt yourself, and slowly, quietly give someone power over you. Today, we're shining a light on these hidden games. The ones everyone experiences, but too few recognize. Understanding them is your first step to seeing through the smoke and mirrors and protecting yourself. Let's dive in. The first trick, and one of the most damaging, is called gaslighting. This is when someone makes you question your own memory, feelings, or even your sanity. It's about making you doubt your own reality. Imagine you bring up something someone said that hurt you. They look at you blankly and say, "I never said that. You're making things up." Or "You're way too sensitive, that's not what happened at all." Or maybe you clearly remember a specific event and they tell you, "No, that never happened. Your memory is terrible." Psychologically, gaslighting works because it chips away at your sense of truth. Our minds need to feel stable, to trust what we see, hear, and feel. When someone constantly tells you your own experiences aren't real, you start to get confused. You start to rely on their version of events instead of your own. It makes you feel crazy, confused, like you can't trust your own brain. And once you doubt yourself, you're much easier to control. How do you spot it? If someone denies things you clearly remember, tells you your feelings are wrong, or makes you feel like your memory is broken, pay attention. Trust your gut. If you clearly remember something, hold on to that truth. Next up, we have covert criticism, often wrapped up as a backhanded compliment. This is a subtle way to put you down without being directly mean. The person can always say, "I was just trying to be nice." Think about someone saying, "Wow, that dress is really bold for someone like you." Or, "You're so brave for trying that, I never could pull something like that off." It sounds like a compliment, right? But it leaves you feeling small, unsure. What's happening here? This trick aims to chip away at your self-esteem, but in a way that's hard to call out. They're complimenting you, but also reminding you of your perceived flaws, or suggesting you're not good enough in a subtle way. They're making you feel confused about whether you should be thankful or offended. Over time, these little jabs add up, making you question your own worth. You spot this when a compliment makes you feel worse about yourself, or when a supposed concern sounds more like a judgment. If a comment leaves you feeling deflated, even if it sounded nice on the surface, that's a red flag. The third trick is playing the victim or guilt tripping. This is when someone acts like they're always suffering, or makes you feel bad for something that isn't truly your fault, all to get what they want. Let's say you want to go out with your friends. Someone might say, "If you really cared about me, you wouldn't leave me alone tonight after everything I've been through." Or, "I've done so much for you and this is how you repay me? By doing what you want?" Psychologically, this taps into your natural empathy and sense of responsibility. We don't like seeing people suffer and we don't want to be seen as selfish. So you feel bad, you feel guilty, and you give in. The manipulator uses your kindness against you. They shift blame, avoid having to take responsibility for their own feelings, and control you through your own good heart. You can spot this when someone makes times their times problems times your times burden, or when they use past favors to control your current choices. If you constantly feel guilty for things that aren't your responsibility, you're probably being guilt-tripped. Next up, we have the silent treatment or stonewalling. This happens when someone completely shuts down communication, ignores you, or refuses to talk to you as a form of punishment or control. Imagine you try to talk about an issue with someone. Instead of responding, you just stare blankly, walk away, or act like you're not even in the room. They give you the cold shoulder for hours, days, sometimes longer. This is a huge power play. Psychologically, being ignored creates extreme anxiety. Humans are social creatures, and being cut off feels like a threat. It makes you desperate for their attention, desperate for the connection to return. You might find yourself willing to do anything to make them talk again, even if it means giving in to what they want, or apologizing for something you didn't do, just to end the silence. It makes you feel invisible, unloved, and unimportant. You spot this when someone goes quiet, cold, or avoids eye contact specifically after a disagreement, and uses that silence to make you chase them, beg them, or give in to their demands. If they punish you by withholding their presence or their words, that's stonewalling. Finally, let's talk about future faking. This is when someone makes grand, exciting promises about things that will happen in the future, but those things never actually come true. Think of someone saying, once we move to that new city, everything will be perfect, or I'll definitely get that new job and then we can finally afford that house. But they never look for jobs, never save money, and never actually make plans to move. The promises are always big, always wonderful, and always in the distance. What's happening here? Future faking keeps you hooked on hope. You stay in a situation or with a person not because of what is, but because of what might be. It delays accountability for the present and keeps you trapped in a cycle of waiting and disappointment. It stops you from leaving because you believe the good things are just around the corner, just out of reach chapter. It's a way to keep you compliant, patiently waiting for a dream that will never come true. You spot this when someone talks a lot about a wonderful future, but their actions in the present don't match those promises. If the big, amazing plans keep getting pushed further and further away, without any real steps being taken to make them happen, that's future faking. These tricks might sound simple, but they're powerful because they mess with our deepest needs to be understood, to feel loved, to have our reality validated. They chip away at your trust in yourself and your ability to see clearly. The good news? Once you know them, you can't unsee them. You start to recognize the patterns. And that recognition, that's your first step to taking back your power. Don't let someone else define your reality. Trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. Stay sharp, stay aware, and protect your peace. We'll see you next time on Psycho How.